The abuse of Muhammad go far beyond abuse word. And here there's an example. You see, not only women she cannot inherit the same, not only we can beat women, not only we can have 4 of them, not only a woman she cannot complain for beating her, and we show you the reference. Muhammad, he come with a new idea. And I bet you that the one behind it is Omar. You remember the Muslim, they say to us the word tankah does not mean to F? Do you remember? The verse here proves that they are lying. It says here in Arabic that if somebody divorces his wife, فَإِن طَلَّقَهَا فَلَا تَحِلُّ لَهُ مِن بَعْدْ حَتَّى تَنْكَحَ زَوْجًا غَيْرَهُ. Until what? Tankah. What? Husband. But he's a husband. So tankah is husband. What tankah mean? Marry husband? His husband already. So the translation here says, read with me carefully. If he had divorced her for the 3rd time, then she is not lawful unto him, therefore, until she had wedded another husband. Is that really what it says, wedded? Well, another husband. He's a husband. What she did to the husband? Let us go and see how Muhammad, he got them busted. And that will take us actually to a different story. Here a story about a woman, she is married. And her husband divorced her 3 times. Wonderful. Which means already she is married. Okay. The Quran, remember, make a condition that a woman, she cannot go back to her husband until she do what? Until she tankah. Tankah, you know, like it's the form of a verb in Arabic. Like you say, yankah is the same as tankah. Like, you know, to F now. To F. Until she do the effing. The Muslim, they say that the word nikah mean marriage. Let us see if this is true. So now this woman, she is married. The Quran says a woman, she cannot go back to her husband who divorced her 3 times until she do what? Tankah. She do nikah. Let us see what the word nikah mean. So this woman, she is married to a man, his name is Rifa. He did beat her as usual because Muhammad, he permitted beating for women, as you remember. And the skin is caused by beating. Aisha, she said, she saw her husband, he showed her the green spot in her skin caused by beating. And it was the habit of ladies to support each other. So when the messenger of Allah came, Aisha, she said, I have not seen any suffering women as much as a believing women. Look, her skin is greener than her clothes. You remember the light beating, the Muslim, they say, beaten lightly. Actually, there's a guy in England, I think in Spain, an imam. You know, they want to beat the women who live in the West, but how they can do it? If she called the police, they don't go to jail. How we can do that? So this guy, he come with a genius idea. Let me try to find it for you. Spain sentenced an imam for a book offering advices on wife beating. How to beat women, and yet if they take you to jail, to call the police, they can approve it. So he advised Muslim men to put a board, like a cardboard box, cardboard, you know, under the clothing when you beat them with your belt. This way they will not leave marks in the skin. And the mark will disappear in, you know, maybe 15 minutes maximum. So you put a cardboard under the pant of your wife and you make her bend over, and you start whipping her with your belt. Then she called the police for you. By the time the police come, they say, okay, let us see. Let's go to the doctor and see what he did to you. There's no marks. In this way, you did beat the women hard with a lot of pain, and you stay free in jail from jail because there's no proof. Do you believe how evil this cult is? Living in Europe, yet they are making books teaching Muslim men how to beat their wife without going to jail. And here the story in front of us, this is from the time of Muhammad, this problem. Muhammad, he is the one who approved beating women according to the advice of Umar. And we gave you the reference already. Aisha is the first witness that the most suffering women in the world are Muslims, not me. Look, Aisha said, I have not seen any women suffering as much as a believing women. Who's saying that? Aisha. Is Aisha lying? Obviously she is, because Muslim women, they are so happy. They live in heaven. I mean, what do you want more? You have one rooster, 4 chickens. He can divorce you by a text message. You can inherit almost nothing from him. And if he divorces you, you get nothing except your dowry. You have no right to complain. If you marry second women, actually, you can go right now and check in fatwas about my husband, he did lie to me, and he said to me that he is married only to me, and then I found that he is married to a second husband. So what I should do? The guy, he said to her in the fatwa, he said, you stupid idiot, you cannot complain, this is his right, and he have the right, you don't even have the right to ask him why he married second woman. You don't even have the right to ask him, are you married to second woman? Because this is his right. Prophet Muhammad, he was the top. Okay, guys, look at the Muslims. Look at the disaster we are showing them from their books. They are showing me a Western man says Muhammad in the top 100 ranking as a gang. Hitler is there too. Don't you know that he put the name of Hitler there too in the book? Do you see how they refute us? I mean, look at this. A guy, his name is by a Jew, Michael Hart. He's a Jew too now. They add the word Jew there. He's a Jew. Look at the garbage we are showing them in their book and look at the answer. He put Hitler, he put Genghis Khan. What's wrong with you? He was a rapist. If you ask me, actually, I have to put, if I want to make a book about the top rapist teacher in the world, I will name him the Guru Muhammad. The Guru of rape. So this is your answer for what we are showing you. So the woman here, she is married already. See, the Quran said, a woman, she can't go to her previous husband who divorced her 3 times until she do what? Do nikah. Remember the word nikah. Okay. This woman, she's married. Married to who? Married to a man, his name is Abdul Rahman. And he's beaten her until he made her skin greener than her clothing, as Aisha, she said. So when Abdul Rahman heard that his wife, she came to the Prophet, he came after her. He knew she is coming to complain. The woman, the poor woman, she thought Muhammad would support her. Look what Muhammad did. She said, the women, oh, you know, he cannot do boom boom. He cannot what? Do what? Boom boom. Okay. The man, he said, she's lying. I can do boom boom non-stop. Muhammad now, he got the point. He's a genius. So when the man, he said, she has told a lie, I'm very strong, I can satisfy her, but she is disobedient and want to go back to Rafah. Want to go back where? To the previous husband. The messenger said to her, if your intention, if this is your intention to go back to your previous husband, then you should know it is unlawful for you to marry Rifa unless Abdul Rahman F you. Do you see it? This is the word nikah. This is what the Quran is saying. She cannot go back to the previous husband unless you do what? Unless you do nikah. Not to marry. This woman now, she is married already. She is married to this guy, but she is not allowing him to have sex with her. So obviously this what this woman she did. She married the man, but she don't want to really to have sex with him. She said to herself, I will marry him for a day or two or three. I will drive him crazy. He tried to sleep with me. I will say, no, I don't want him. Then he divorced me. Then I can go and marry the previous husband. Muhammad, he explained clearly what the word nikah mean. He said, you cannot, you should know, you cannot go to the previous husband unless you do boom, boom, you do nikah. Do you see it? So the word nikah mean what? Is it married? She is married. The Quran make condition that she cannot go back to the previous husband unless she do nikah. You have to do that, then you can go back. لا تحل له. She is not lawful for him unless she do tankah. Okay? Tankah what? A husband. Okay? So he told us she was going to if who? A man who is a husband, not any man. So the word tankah is to if, and the hadith in front of you. Muhammad, thank you very much. You explained very well. So it is not enough to marry a husband to go back to the previous husband, but you have to do nikah. And the hadith in front of you. And here we look at this abuse again. What kind of a stupid silly cult says that if a husband he abused her by divorcing her 3 times, and now this poor woman, she is suffering trying to go back to her previous husband, obviously maybe for the kids, not because for the man, and now she is trying to go with the tricks of Muhammad. Muhammad, he said, okay, you cannot go back to your previous husband unless you if a new man, a new husband. The woman, she said, okay, let me go and marry a man. But she never thought that she have to if, not only to marry, not only a contract of marriage. Muhammad, he said to her, you think he can go over my rules, huh? You marry this guy and you think by marrying him he divorce you, you go back. No. If he divorces you without doing boom boom with you, which is nikah, you cannot go back to him. And here you ask the Muslims, here we go, Muslims, tell us, what is the point of this rule? That a woman, her husband divorced her 3 times, she cannot go back to her husband, previous husband. They say to you, the man is abusing the divorce. Look at this, garbage religion. So why you make divorce so easy? If you don't want the man to abuse the right of divorce, if it's a right, if it's a right. You remember the website we showed you? Where a Muslim woman, she said, marriage in Islam is not a covenant, but it's a mutual contract of benefit. Do you remember? It's a contract. The man, he hire you for sex and serving. The man, he fire you because he don't like your service. As simple as that. To the point, Muslim, they can even divorce their wife by text messages these days. And you can go right now, search in Google, divorce by text message. Is it lawful? The answer is yes. The man, he can divorce his wife. Can the wife divorce the husband by text message? No. Actually, in the Middle East, if a woman, she leave her husband's house, he can send the police and arrest her and bring her home like a sheep. They call him the house of obedience law. The house of obedience. And actually, Muhammad, he went so far. You see here in the translation, they say, until you have sexual intercourse. But it's not only sexual intercourse. She have to taste his juice. And look how the translation changed, depending on the translator. Until he tastes your sweetness and you taste his sweetness. What does that mean? What sweetness we are talking about? A woman, she is tasting a man's sweetness, and the man is tasting the woman's sweetness? Sound fishy. In the other translation, it says until you have intercourse. Okay. Here it says until you taste his sweetness. Okay. What is the connection? The connection is very simple. The word asila is orgasm. Is what? Orgasm. So Muhammad is saying not until you taste his sweetness. He is saying until you taste his orgasm. Any comment? No comment? Again, the woman, she is abused. She is the one who been abused by the husband. They play with women, they divorce them, they marry them, they divorce them, they marry them as much as they wish. Muhammad make divorce so easy. And then Muhammad supposedly now trying to fix it by abusing the women again. So now this poor woman, she's trying to go free. She want to be free from this marriage. Who obviously, and the story is clear in front of us, she did marry this man, but she don't want to do nikah to this man, which means she don't want to have sex. Muhammad, he put additional condition on her. You have to if him. You cannot go back to Rifa. And this poor woman, she is struggling to go back to her previous husband. Clearly not because she loved him, but obviously she have children. And this is another issue in Islam. The man will keep the children. And the woman, she will become a hostage. When a girl, she leave the age, she is at the age of 9, she have to leave the mother. When the girl, she leave the age, the boy, he is in the age of 6, he have to go with the father. And before that age, the mother, she can keep them only in conditions like she is not married yet. Now, for sure, there's many Islamic sects. Each one of them, he have its own rules and those things. And as usual, the Muslims disagree about to agree. They never agree about anything. Do we have any Muslim want to say anything? Not to forget, I mean, there's tons of things we can talk about. As an example, Muhammad, he made women equal to dogs and donkeys. Muhammad, he forbid the Muslim women to ask for a divorce unless there is some strong reason. But we just showed you Muhammad, he ordered them to beat the women. So what strong reason can be more than this? Correct? Didn't we show you that Muhammad, he said, the worst women between you is the woman who complain about beating? Did we show you or not? Where is the hadith? Hold on. Let us go back to the hadith. So what is more important reason to ask for divorce more than beating? If beating is lawful in Islam, like what? What is the reason then? And when the women they complain about beating, Muhammad he says they are not the best among you. Which means a good Muslim woman, she should take beating her by her husband as a blessing. In one hadith, Muhammad he said, if a woman she lick the paws of her husband, she did not do enough to him. So when a woman she can ask for divorce, if he is not feeding her, not paying for food and shelter, yeah, that is a reason. Beating you? No, it's okay. Jailing you in your room? He's right. Not allowing you to talk to anyone? It is his right. It's like, somebody call the animal department and says there is somebody abusing his dog and beating him. So in America or in the West, if you beat a dog, you go to jail. In Islam, if a woman she called the police saying that my husband is beating me, Muhammad he gave an opinion about this woman. She is not the best woman between you. And then they will say to me, you are lying, where it says that it's in front of you. And this is sahih, what we would do. You want to say to me the game of weak and strong and vitamin and